Let me ask you something that might stop you in your tracks. What if you could reach a state of being where everything, your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, vibrated at its absolute highest level? What if there was a frequency so pure, so powerful, that it allowed you to transcend the limitations of your current reality? What would that look like? What would it feel like? And most importantly, what would it mean for your life? We're about to go on a journey into the deepest layers of existence, the hidden truths of energy, and the profound transformation that occurs when you tap into the highest vibrational frequency. But before we dive in, let's set one thing straight. This isn't just some abstract spiritual concept. Vibrational frequency is the very essence of who you are. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, every action you take, it all carries a vibration. And that frequency doesn't just shape your inner world, it determines how you interact with the universe itself. Alice Brofsky. Now you might be wondering, how do I know where I'm vibrating right now? Well, your frequency is reflected in everything around you. It's in the quality of your relationships, the way opportunities flow or don't flow into your life, and how you feel when you wake up in the morning. If your external reality feels heavy, chaotic, or stuck, it's a sign that your vibration might be on the lower end. But if your life feels expansive, aligned, and full of synchronicities, you're already moving toward the higher end of the spectrum.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But here's the thing. The highest vibrational frequency isn't just about feeling good or attracting abundance. It's about stepping into a state of pure alignment with the universe. It's about becoming a vessel for divine energy, where your every thought, word, and action flows effortlessly with the rhythm of creation. At this level, miracles aren't rare, they're natural. Challenges don't feel like obstacles, they feel like opportunities for growth. Alley of life, and fear becomes a distant memory, replaced by a profound sense of peace and trust. To understand what happens when you reach this highest state, we first need to understand the mechanics of vibration itself. You see, everything in the universe is energy. From the smallest atom to the largest star, everything vibrates at a certain frequency. Even you, your thoughts, your emotions, your physical body, they're all made up of energy, constantly vibrating and interacting with the world around you. But here's the kicker, your vibration is not fixed. It's constantly shifting, influenced by your choices, your environment, and your level of awareness. When you're caught in fear, anger, or shame, your frequency drops. It feels heavy, dense, almost like you're wading through mud. But when you're in a state of love, gratitude, or joy, your frequency rises. You feel lighter, freer, connected to something greater than yourself. So what happens when you push that vibration to its absolute peak? When you let go of everything that weighs you down and allow your true essence to shine? The first thing you notice is a profound shift in your perception of reality. At lower frequencies, life feels fragmented. You see yourself as separate from others, separate from the world, separate from the divine. But as your vibration rises, that illusion of separation begins to dissolve. You start to see the interconnectedness of all things. You realize that the same energy flowing through you is flowing through the trees, the stars, and every other person on this planet. And with that realization comes an extraordinary sense of unity. Imagine walking through the world and truly feeling that everything and everyone is an extension of you. Imagine looking at a stranger and seeing yourself reflected back. Imagine standing under the night sky and feeling like you're not just looking at the universe, you are the universe. That's what happens when you reach the highest vibrational frequency. But it doesn't stop there. As your vibration rises, so does your ability to manifest. At lower frequencies, manifestation feels like hard work. You're trying to force things into existence, battling against resistance at every turn. But at the highest frequencies, manifestation becomes effortless. Why? Because you're no longer operating from a place of lack or need. You're operating from a place of pure alignment, where your desires are an extension of the universe's desires. It's not about getting anything, it's about allowing what's already yours to flow into your reality. Here's a question for you. If you could manifest anything right now, what would it be? And more importantly, why do you want it? Because when you're vibrating at the highest frequency, your why changes. You're no longer driven by ego or fear or a need to prove yourself. Your desires become pure. They're about expansion, creation, and contributing to the collective good. Another thing that happens at this level is a profound healing of the mind and body. You've probably heard about the mind-body connection before, but when you reach the highest vibrational frequency, you don't just understand it, you live it. Negative emotions like anger, guilt, or resentment create energetic blockages in the body, which can manifest as physical illness. But when you raise your vibration, those blockages begin to dissolve. Your body becomes a clear channel for energy to flow, and as a result, healing happens naturally. Think about this. How much of the pain you carry, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, is tied to energies you've been holding onto for years? What would happen if you could release all of that, right here, right now? And then there's the spiritual awakening that comes with this frequency. When you're vibrating at your highest, you become a magnet for divine wisdom. Insights and realizations flow to you effortlessly. You might experience moments of profound clarity, where the answers to life's biggest questions suddenly become obvious. Why are we here? What is the purpose of existence? At this level, those questions don't feel like mysteries anymore. They feel like truths you've always known but are just now remembering. But here's the most beautiful part. When you reach the highest vibrational frequency, you're not just transforming yourself, you're transforming the world. Your energy becomes a beacon, radiating outward and uplifting everyone you come into contact with. Your presence alone can inspire healing, growth, and awakening in others. So, let me ask you this. What would the world look like if more of us reached this level? If more of us chose to live in alignment, to operate from love instead of fear, to see ourselves as one with everything around us? Now that we've explored what happens when you reach the highest vibrational frequency, you might be wondering, how do I get there? How do I raise my frequency to such a profound level, and once I do, how do I sustain it? This is a powerful question, because the truth is, reaching the highest vibrational frequency isn't about luck or chance. It's about intention, alignment, and practice. It's about stepping into the role of a conscious creator and choosing, moment by moment, to elevate your energy. But let's start with the basics. Raising your frequency begins with awareness. You can't change what you're not aware of. So, take a moment to reflect. Where are you vibrating right now? Not just in this moment, but in general. Are you operating from a place of fear, guilt, anger, or shame? Or are you leaning into love, gratitude, joy, and peace? Be honest with yourself. This isn't about judgment. It's about understanding where you are so you can map out where you want to go. One of the quickest ways to raise your vibration is to shift your focus. Energy flows where attention goes. If you're constantly focusing on what's wrong in your life, what you lack, what you fear, or what's causing you pain, you're keeping yourself in a low vibrational state. But if you start focusing on what's good, what's working, and what you're grateful for, you begin to elevate your energy. Gratitude, in particular, is one of the most powerful vibrational tools we have. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you're telling the universe, I appreciate this, and I'm ready for more. Take this moment right now to think of 3 things you're grateful for. Not just in a surface level way, but deeply. Feel the gratitude in your body. Let it expand in your chest, your heart, your mind. This simple practice, when done consistently, can begin to shift your entire frequency. Another key to raising your vibration is releasing what no longer serves you. Imagine trying to climb a mountain while carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Those rocks are your limiting beliefs, your unprocessed emotions, your toxic habits, and your attachments to the past. To reach the peak, you have to let them go. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that's weighing me down? Maybe it's a belief that you're not good enough, a grudge you've been carrying for years, or a habit that drains your energy. Whatever it is, recognize that it's not serving you anymore. And then make the choice to release it. This might feel uncomfortable at first, because we often cling to what's familiar even when it's painful. But every time you let go of something that's misaligned with your higher self, you create space for something new, something better to enter your life. Meditation is another powerful practice for raising your vibration. When you meditate, you quiet the noise of the mind and tune into the stillness of your soul. This stillness is your natural state. It's the place where your highest frequency already exists. Meditation doesn't just elevate your energy, it connects you to the infinite source of energy within you. Even 5 minutes a day can make a profound difference. But let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly sat with yourself? No distractions, no phone, no external noise, just you and your breath. If it's been a while, consider this an invitation to reconnect with your inner self. Because that connection is the foundation of everything. Your physical body also plays a huge role in your vibrational frequency. Your body is the vessel that carries your energy, and if it's weighed down by toxins, stress, or neglect, it's much harder to vibrate at a high level. Start by paying attention to what you're feeding your body. Are you consuming foods that nourish and energize you, or are you eating out of convenience or habit? How your foods make their way to the body prevent distress, and clean water carry the energy of life itself. When you consume them, you're literally fueling your body with higher frequencies. Movement is equally important. Whether it's yoga, walking, dancing, or simply stretching, moving your body helps release stagnant energy and allows fresh, high vibrational energy to flow through you. And don't underestimate the power of your environment. the spaces you inhabit, the people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, the energy of your home, can either lift you up or pull you down. Take a moment to evaluate your surroundings. Does my environment support my highest vibration? If not, what changes can you make to create a space that nourishes your energy? Let's talk about emotions for a moment, because they are one of the most misunderstood aspects of vibration. Many people think that raising your frequency means avoiding negative emotions like sadness, anger, or fear. But the truth is, suppressing or ignoring these emotions only lowers your vibration in the long run. Emotions are energy in motion, and they're meant to be felt, expressed, and released. When you allow yourself to fully feel an emotion without judgment or resistance, you free yourself from its grip. So, the next time you feel sadness or anger rise within you, don't push it away, sit with it. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to teach me? What part of me is asking to be seen, heard, and healed? This practice of emotional awareness and release is one of the most powerful ways to raise your frequency. Finally, let's talk about the power of connection. At its core, the highest vibrational frequency is love. And love doesn't exist in isolation, it exists in connection. When you reach out to others with kindness, compassion, and authenticity, you amplify your vibration and theirs. Even the smallest act of love, a smile, a kind word, a moment of presence, can ripple outward in ways you can't even imagine. Let me ask you this: who in your life could use a little more love right now? And how can you show up for them in a way that's authentic to you? Raising your frequency isn't about perfection. It's about intention. It's about choosing, moment by moment, to align with your highest self. And as you do, you'll find that the steps you take build on each other. Gratitude leads to release. Release leads to stillness. Stillness leads to connection, and before you know it, you're not just raising your vibration, you're living it. So you've begun raising your vibration. You've felt the glimpses of alignment, the moments of peace, clarity, and expansion. But now the question becomes, how do you stay there? How do you sustain that highest vibrational frequency, not just for a fleeting moment, but as a way of life? This is where the real work begins, because reaching the peak is one thing, but living there requires a deep commitment to yourself, your purpose, and the energy you bring into the world. It's not about creating a perfect life where nothing ever goes wrong. That's not what the highest frequency is about. It's about how you respond to life, how you choose to show up, and how you stay grounded in your alignment, even when challenges arise. To sustain the peak, the first thing you need to understand is that your vibration is like a muscle. It needs consistent care and attention. Think of it like physical fitness. You don't go to the gym once and expect to stay in shape for the rest of your life. In the same way, maintaining a high vibration means committing to daily practices that nourish your energy. These practices don't have to be complicated, but they do need to be intentional. One of the most powerful ways to sustain your vibration is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present, of experiencing life in the now, rather than getting lost in the past or worrying about the future. When you're mindful, you allow yourself to experience the fullness of life without resistance. You become aware of your thoughts, emotions, and energy, and you can consciously choose where to direct your focus. Here's a simple question to ask yourself throughout the day. Is what I'm thinking, feeling, or doing right now raising my vibration or lowering it? This isn't about judging yourself, it's about awareness. If something is lowering your vibration, you have the power to shift it. Maybe that means stepping away from a toxic conversation, taking a few deep breaths to center yourself, or choosing a different perspective on a challenging situation. Another key to sustaining your vibration is cultivating a state of flow. Flow is that magical state where you're fully immersed in what you're doing, where time seems to disappear and everything feels effortless. When you're in flow, you're naturally vibrating at a high frequency because you're aligned with your authentic self. Ask yourself, what activities bring me joy? What makes me lose track of time? What lights me up inside? Whether it's painting, writing, dancing, cooking, or simply being in nature, make time for these things in your life. They're not just hobbies, they're gateways to alignment. But let's talk about something that's equally important: boundaries. To sustain your highest vibration, you need to protect your energy. This doesn't mean shutting yourself off from the world. It means being mindful of what you allow into your space. Not every person, situation, or piece of information deserves your attention. Energy is contagious, and if you're not careful, other people's negativity or chaos can pull you out of alignment. Take a moment to reflect. Who or what in my life is draining my energy? It might be a toxic relationship, a habit of doom scrolling through social media, or an environment that feels heavy. Whatever it is, give yourself permission to set boundaries. Saying no to what doesn't serve you is an act of self-love. It's not about rejecting others, it's about honoring yourself and your vibration. At the same time, surround yourself with high vibrational influences. Seek out people, spaces, and experiences that uplift you. Spend time with those who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, and who reflect the energy you want to embody. This doesn't mean everyone in your life has to be high vibe all the time. Life is messy and we're all human. But being intentional about the energy you surround yourself with makes a huge difference. Now, let's address a common misconception. Sustaining your highest vibration doesn't mean avoiding challenges or difficult emotions. Life will still throw curveballs. You'll still experience moments of sadness, frustration, or fear. But the difference is how you handle them. When you're living at a high frequency, you don't suppress or ignore these emotions. You process them with awareness and compassion. Think of your emotions like waves in the ocean. At lower frequencies, you might feel like you're getting tossed around by those waves, struggling to stay afloat. But at higher frequencies, you realize that you're not the wave, you're the entire ocean. You can observe the waves without being consumed by them. This perspective allows you to navigate challenges with grace, knowing that they're temporary and that they too are part of the journey. Another way to sustain your vibration is to stay connected to your purpose. Purpose is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. When you are aligned with your purpose, you are naturally vibrating at a higher frequency because you're living in harmony with your soul's truth. Purpose doesn't have to be something grand or world-changing. It can simply be the act of showing up as your authentic self and sharing your light in whatever way feels right for you. Ask yourself, what am I here to do? What gifts do I have to share with the world? How can I bring more love, joy, or healing into the lives of others? Your purpose might be as simple as being present for your family, creating art that moves people, or spreading kindness in your community. Whatever it is, let it guide you. And finally, let's talk about trust. Trust is the foundation of living a high vibrational life. Trust that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Trust that the universe is always supporting you, even when things don't go as planned. Trust that every challenge, every setback, and every moment of uncertainty is part of a greater plan. Here's a question to sit with. What would it feel like to trust life completely? To let go of control and surrender to the flow of the universe? When you sustain the highest vibrational frequency, you don't just transform your own life. You inspire transformation in others. Your energy becomes a ripple that spreads outward, touching everyone you meet. You become a living example of what's possible, showing others that they too can rise to their peak. When you reach and sustain the highest vibrational frequency, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your energy doesn't just stay confined to you, it radiates outward, touching everything and everyone around you. Just like a single pebble creates ripples across an entire pond, your high vibration sends waves of transformation into the world. This is where the true magic of your journey unfolds. You realize that your personal alignment isn't just about your own life, it's about the collective. Think about it. When someone walks into a room full of joy, peace, and love, you can feel it, can't you? There's something magnetic about their presence. They don't even have to say a word. Their energy speaks louder than anything they could express. That's the power of high vibration. When you live in alignment with the highest frequency, you become a beacon of light, and your very existence starts to shift the energy of the spaces you inhabit. But it's deeper than that. You're not just affecting people on a surface level, you're impacting them energetically. The universe operates on resonance, which means that higher frequencies naturally lift lower ones. When you're vibrating at your peak, you're creating a field of energy that invites others to rise with you. Have you ever noticed how being around certain people makes you feel inspired, calm, or even healed? That's the ripple effect in action. Ask yourself, what kind of energy am I putting out into the world right now? Because whether you're aware of it or not, your energy is contributing to the collective vibration of humanity. Every kind word you speak, every compassionate action you take, and every moment you spend in gratitude or joy makes a difference. It's easy to think, I'm just one person, how can I change the world? But the truth is, the world doesn't change all at once. It's just one person, one vibration, one ripple at a time. When you sustain a high frequency, you become a catalyst for healing. People who are struggling with their own pain or lower vibrations are drawn to your energy, not because you're fixing them, but because your presence reminds them of their own potential. You showed them simply by being that there's another way to live, a way that's rooted in love, peace, and alignment. But here's the most beautiful part. The ripple effect doesn't stop with the people you directly impact. The energy you share with someone is passed on to others through them, creating an exponential wave of transformation. A moment of kindness from you might inspire someone else to be kind to a stranger, who then carries that energy forward to someone else, and so on. The ripples you create become part of a much larger current, one that has the power to uplift entire communities, societies, and even the planet. And this is why your journey to the highest vibrational frequency matters so much. It's not just about you reaching enlightenment or living a joyful life. It's about the collective awakening. Every step you take toward alignment is a step toward raising the vibration of humanity as a whole. So, let me ask you, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Not in terms of material achievements, but in terms of the energy you contributed to the world. How do you want people to feel when they're in your presence? How do you want to impact those you may never even meet? When you live at the highest vibrational frequency, you become part of something much greater than yourself. You become a co-creator of a more harmonious, loving, and awakened world. And the best part, you don't need to do anything extraordinary. Your vibration alone is enough to create change. Let this truth settle in. Let's simply be the highest version of yourself. You're already making the world a better place.